Hello, my name is Josh Petty, and I'm the Director of Traditional Worship at Cornerstone Lutheran Church. During the season of Epiphany, the church celebrates God revealed, light breaking into the world, truth made visible, and faith awakened into action. Our theme for this year, Faith in Action, reminds us that what we believe is meant to shape how we live. Few hymns capture this movement from praise to trust to faithful living as clearly as Praise to the Lord the Almighty. This hymn is closely tied to Psalm 103, which begins with an all-encompassing call, "Bless the Lord, O my soul, and all that is within me, bless his holy name." Psalm 103 reminds us that praise begins internally, but it never stays there. It grows outward into testimony, trust, and transformed living. The text of this hymn was written in 1680 by Joachim Neander, a German pastor whose faith was shaped by personal struggle and deep dependence on God. Like the psalmist, Neander understood praise not as denial of hardship, but as trust rooted in remembrance. The opening verse sets the tone. Praise to the Lord, the Almighty, the King of creation. Here, praise is grounded in who God is. Psalm 103 does the same, proclaiming the Lord as merciful, gracious, and abounding in steadfast love. This is Epiphany language. God revealed as sovereign, compassionate, and worthy of praise. Faith begins with seeing God clearly. Now the second verse turns towards remembrance and trust. Praise to the Lord, who o'er all things so wondrously reigneth. This verse echoes Psalm 103's call to not forget all God's benefits, forgiveness, healing, redemption. These are not abstract ideas, but lived experiences. Neander invites us to look back and recognize how God has already been at work in our lives. As the hymn continues, the text moves towards dependence and daily faithfulness. Praise to the Lord, who doth prosper thy work and defend thee. Here, praise becomes confidence. This verse reminds us that faith is not only something we confess on Sundays, but something we rely on as we live and work each day. This connects closely to the Ephesians, which tells us that we are created in Christ Jesus for good works. Faith expressed through action, sustained by God's strength rather than our own. The later verses widen the lens even further, calling the whole community and eventually all creation into praise. That movement mirrors the closing of Psalm 103, which invites angels, hosts, and all that God has made to bless the Lord. Praise becomes communal and missional, revealing God's glory to the world. The tune, also known as Loben den Herren, supports this theological journey. Its strong, expansive melody gives space and confidence and joy. This is not quiet or tentative praise. It is embodied, public, and shared. The tune lifts the text forward, reminding us that praise is meant to be sung fully, with breath, body, and voice. During Epiphany, this hymn helps us see that praise is more than reflection. It is our response. And as our theme, Faith in Action, reminds us, that response does not end when the hymn concludes. When we ponder anew what the Almighty can do, we're invited to live as people shaped by gratitude, trust, and active faith. So when we sing, Praise to the Lord the Almighty, we join Psalm 103's call to bless the Lord with all that is within us, and we step into our calling as people whose faith is revealed not only in the song, but in lives lived for God's glory.